Hello everybody. Do you lot want to hear a few somewhat useful facts about characters from a video game? I bet you do. Did you know Wartox is now able to teleport when carrying heavy objects? Wouldn't be surprised if you didn't know this since it was added with his insight tree, yet it requires no perks to activate. Keep in mind soul hopping whilst carrying heavy objects will double the cost, and won't allow you to use soul echoes for extra hops. And since I've been playing Wartox a bunch recently, here's a second tip just for you. If you use his decoy perks, you'll notice that you cannot create a decoy if a soul echo is active. But if you were to open a soul urn, it'll instantly end the echo, letting you drop another deadly decoy. Despite Walter's tent role only being craftable by him, it is fully functional by any other character in the game. They can pack it up, place it down, and sleep in it like any old tent. It works great if you're playing with a wormwood, since sleeping is a super reliable way to heal as him. Don't be afraid to craft a couple of these for your friends, and to use the Twine Twirler skill to make them even cheaper. You probably know that the Wraith Reef from Wendy's Morning Glory 2 skill lets you drink her potions and be immune to ghosts, but did you know that it also gives you as much sanity a minute as a top hat does when worn? For how cheap and easy it is to get, it is a super tidy way to keep your sanity high early on as Wendy. And, much like the tent roll for Walter, you can share these effects with all of your friends. If you're stuck in the dark as WX78 with no lights, somehow, and it is raining, you can keep yourself safe from Charlie by deliberately taking moisture damage, as the sparks flying off of you will ward her away. Thanks to number 7 on my Discord for this tip. Another helpful tip from them is that Wes is more efficient at hammering the stagehand to get the end table blueprint. Typically it takes you around 2 hammers and 86 strikes, but for Wes it only takes 1 hammer. This is because Wes is less efficient with every tool in the game, but to compensate for it, all tools have more durability. For all intents and purposes, it's the exact same amount of work as other characters, it's just slower. But since the stagehand only cares about the amount of times it's been hit and not how hard it was hit, Wes is able to outperform other characters here, letting him save 1 hammer. Wes is so overpowered. When you're playing as Maxwell, if you want your shadow clones to stop attacking an enemy or stop working on something in particular, you can do a /dance emote to have them drop whatever they're doing to dance with you. This is super useful for bosses like Dragonfly to reset your duelist aggro if they start attacking the lava. Wigfrid is able to break her meat-only diet rules for sweeties. Any food marked as goodies, such as jelly beans, taffy, and Wally's Vault Goat Short-Freud, can all be eaten guilt-free when playing as Wigfrid. This is super good since those food items are incredibly useful, especially jelly beans and the Vault Goat jelly. This also includes the mushy cake, which is great if you're going to fight any bosses that can make you go to sleep. You probably know that Wormwood's Be Kind skill lets him pass by killer beehives risk-free, but did you know that this skill will also apply in an area, passing the same effect onto nearby allies? So if you want to keep your friends safe from angry bees, just stick by them if you have that skill. Each of Woody's individual wereforms have their own dance emote. This is super useful because he looks really silly when he does some of these dances. Yeah, that's the fact you're getting. Okay, a more useful one, Woody is immune to storm effects when transformed, so you can easily take care of the outline with little preparation as Moose Woody. When mighty, Wolfgang is completely immune to slowdown from heavy equipment such as piggybacks and marble suits. Combined with his perks to complete work instantly, consider making a little marble farm as Wolfgang, and use these super durable marble suits as your main source of armour. He's already got 200 max HP, you may as well have a massive amount of damage resistance on top of that. And plus, having a piggyback really helps out as well, especially if you're like me and are really unlucky when it comes to getting the Krampus sack. Wickerbottom's Applied Silviculture book actually accelerates the growth of these surprising seed trees. This is super good since these trees can sometimes take a whole season to grow up a single phase, so you can let them bear their super useful fruit way sooner. And thank you Rob for telling me this, you can also use the same book to speed grow Winter's Feast trees. Sadly though, due to Wickerbottom's insomnia, she can never benefit from this blessing. Unless she's to turn into Wonky. Turning into this silly creature overwrites all of your character's old passives and downsides, except for Wes's ability to not talk, letting you do anything you couldn't before, except talk. Eat meat as Wirt, eat veggies as Wigfrid, and yep, sleep as Wickerbottom to get your Christmas presents. How practical is doing this in an actual gameplay session? Not very, but it's fun to know. Enemies ignited by Willow's flame cast or combustion spell will actually take twice as much burning damage when compared to being lit on fire by other means. It's still not a crazy amount of damage, but combined with the panic effect most enemies suffer, especially clockworks, and the usefulness adds up really quickly. I seriously cannot sing praise to the panic effect Fire has enough. It makes most enemies completely ignore you if you attack them, letting you score the easiest kill of your life. Wanda will never lose max HP from dying, so you don't even have to worry about breaking your second chance watch if you have a friend to give you a telltale heart. You can save yourself the hassle of crafting those booster shots as well. This also means that Wanda can drown perfectly fine and only worrying about a bit of wetness and dropping half of her equipment. See it as the most impractical method of fast travel there is, for the character that can teleport anywhere they've been to in the past for nearly free. Spiders can wear hats. This isn't a Weber specific thing, but it's useful to know when playing as him. Make a couple of football helmets for your nurse spiders so they can stay alive to keep the other spiders alive for longer, if you got the pigskin to spare. Or, if you have a Woody on standby, you can have him craft a bunch of hard hats for your army thanks to how cheap they are to make. Due to how fish can survive way longer in Wirt's inventory, if you manage to catch a sunfish or an ice bream in their respective seasons, you can use them as a way to completely negate their opposite temperature effects. In case you didn't know, holding a sunfish will increase your temperature so you can't freeze, and holding an ice bream will lower it so you can't overheat. Catch 2 of these each and swap them between each other in a tin fishing bin to become immune to winter and summer, whilst also regenerating your sanity from having a pet fish. Fighting the ancient Fuelweaver can be a bit of a bother, to put it lightly, especially when he keeps eating those little guys to heal. Well, if you play as Shadow Winona and do a planar strike on him with her Shadow Strike perk, the rose field that spawns will instantly kill the woven shadows before they even have a chance to get close to him. It saves you the time and energy of messing about with weather paint. To do this attack, you need some pure horror for your generators. You can get these for the Nightmare Werepig pre-rift, but if you have Winona's rose-tinted glasses, you can inspect anything shadow aligned to get Nightmare Fuel and very rarely pure horror. The chance is only 5%, but that goes up to 25% if it's a ruined structure, so you can get a lot of pure horror real early on as Winona. While portable crockpot isn't just portable and capable of cooking exclusive dishes, it also cooks any food 20% faster than stationary crockpots. So when playing as Wily, you have literally no reason to make regular crockpots. Unless you're playing with friends and don't want to be the sole person able to cook food, since only Wily can use the portable crockpot. And much like the last facts video, let's go over the solo characters now. Why not? Woodlegs' Lucky Hat functions perfectly fine outside of the shipwrecked world, spawning treasure sites just like it normally does. You can even nowadays use the hat as any other character too, if you end up changing character. However, if you do use the hat by any other character, it only triggers around 66% of the time, and can still only be crafted by Woodlegs, can't prototype it or anything. Though, nothing a sewing kit can't prolong. Wolani's surfboard is the only vessel capable of riding huge waves. This makes it very handy when it comes to getting around the hurricane season. Though on top of that, Wolani will also gain 1 sanity per any wave surfed when riding her surfboard, letting her restore her sanity super quickly while zipping around the seas of shipwreck. When playing as Wilbur, you can easily capture birds by throwing poop at them. Doing this stuns them, allowing you to grab them before they can get back up, letting you a super easy way of getting morsels, feathers, or maybe even a pet for eggs. You can also throw poop to aggro enemies that run away from you, like koalefants if you find yourself in the Reign of Giants world. Wagstaff's goggles give you immunity to the slowdown effect from heavy fog in Hamlet. I have absolutely no idea how this makes any sense. If anything, wearing glasses during heavy fog would make it even harder to see because, the lenses get all fogged up. Take it from me, a guy that has to wear glasses. But the characters seem to complain about the fog being too hot and suffocate them. Hamlet makes no sense at all, but I still love it. If you put doubloons in Wheeler's Navigadget, it will point you directly to the slot machine when playing Shipwrecked. The thing can sometimes be annoying to find, so this helps out a ton. You can even put a Doi inside the thing somehow to help you find the other one. This thing is super cool and another reason I really want Wheeler and Don't Starve together so badly. She could find the moon key in the lunar island super easily if you put a moon rock or a banana in there. Come on Clay, please. Turning into Werewilbur will fully heal you up to 350 health. So if you're low on HP and really need to heal in a pinch, consider becoming a horrific beast for a day or two. All for the low price of 2 monster meat. Or those weird buggy things you find on the rocks in Hamlet. But not 2 jellyfish. Never 2 jellyfish. And last but not least, Wilson Don't Starve. He can grow beard. But within that beard, you can put food in it if you take his insight perk, Beard Hair Storage. Seriously, that's the best name they could come up with? Now, the existence of this perk isn't a helpful fact that you probably don't know, but what is helpful and what you probably don't know is that any food stored in that beard won't aggro bunny men or morossers. So if you're exploring the caves or sailing the coast, stuff any meats in your big bushy beard to keep them safe from any haters/thieves. And that is a useful tip for every single survivor in all of the Starve games. I hope you all enjoyed and possibly learned something new to do. If you did, let me know, and once you're down there, give me a useful fact or maybe even a useless one about your favourite character too. But for now, I'm heading off. Take care everybody and have a lovely day. Bye bye everyone.